how to get an instant brow lift at a mature age without surgery. You hear me? Without surgery. So I'm digging in my bag. I'm pulling out my most important tips and tricks for you. Today, I got one tip for you to get that brow nice and lifted, to take 10 years off of your look instantly without surgery. You hear me? Without surgery. This can work for anybody, but I'm definitely speaking to my ladies over 50 because you know that brow bone is saggy under there, y'all. It sags. It starts to droop as we get older, but we can stop that, or we can at least make it look like we got an instant facelift. Today, I'm going to start with one thing only, and that is the eyebrows. Ladies, the eyebrows can take 10 years off your look immediately. You just need to make sure you have some things in place. For this tip to work, the first thing I recommend is having your eyebrows groomed. I want to say groomed to perfection, but it's no perfection over here. Make sure that you have your eyebrows groomed, whether that's waxing, tweezing, or threading. Either one will make sure that your brows are groomed. If you are not a professional at brow waxing, brow tweezing, or brow threading, I suggest going to a professional to get this service done. It doesn't take long, but you want to make sure that this service is done properly so that you aren't taking off too much hair in the region that you need for this instant brow lift. I'm already starting off today with my brows groomed. I groom my own brows. For those of you who don't know me, I've been an esthetician brow artist for over 20 years. I've been in the beauty industry over 20 years, and brows are my favorite thing to talk about. It's the one thing that can change your look immediately if done right. So I am going to get close up and show you my eyebrows. Now, I do have on some brow pencil, but my brows are groomed and I do have brow hair. They are sparse, and as I get older, they become more sparse. I'm trying to hold on to the hair that I already have by doing my routines, but I want to make sure that I'm keeping them updated and I'm keeping them groomed and I'm keeping them nice and smooth for this brow lift trick to work. I'm actually brushing my hairs in an upward motion, and you could do this with me so that you can see what part you need to get when it comes to the brow lift. When it comes to the brow lift, the key is to have the bottom part of the arch nicely groomed. And that's why I said it's great if you go to a professional because they know how to do this without taking too much hair off in this region. Typically, women our age, over 50, over tweezed in this area. And we end up getting stuck with the 80s or the 90s eyebrows or too much thinning in this area. We don't want that. We want to keep them as thick as possible, but we want to make sure that we are getting up in here. One of my things is your tail has to point to the top part of your ear. That is gonna keep those brows lifted. If you put on makeup or not, you want to make sure that those brows are not coming down in a downward motion because that's going to put years on your look. As a permanent makeup artist, as a brow artist, our goal is to always keep the brow tail pointing to the top of the ear. When you're doing your brow makeup, make sure that you are doing your brows pointed to the top of your ear. That's going to keep that lift nice and heightened for you, okay? Because we want that look to be like this and not drag us down. Everything wants to come up. We don't want nothing coming down. Again, start brushing your hairs in this area. Now, I did not do this brow trick today because I wanted to save it for you. And in addition to having your brows groomed, Your skincare routine, your brow routine is just as important as your grooming routine and the band-aid that you put over your brows. You always want to take care of your brows underneath the surface so that your makeup can come on smoothly and also your skincare can come on smoothly and you won't lose any brow hair as much is because you are taking care of yourself. You're stimulating the hair growth, you're smoothing out your skin, you're taking care of the brows on top of your skin, and you're taking care of your skin underneath the brows, if that makes any sense. My number one brow trick is a brow concealer, not regular concealer, not under eye concealer. This is a brow concealer pencil. You do not need that much. If you have your brows groomed, this is really, really easy to do. I am using the Brows and Company concealer pencil, and it's two-sided. One comes with like a lighter beige color and the other is more of a pinkish color. I'm going to use a side with the more pinkish color because that looks better on my skin tone. And all I'm going to do is place a few dots underneath of my brow bone. And that's it. Here we go. I'm just going to place, see this light area right there? I don't have on any brow concealer as of yet, but that's typically how my brows look every day. I guess a force a habit of my routines. So I kind of automatically have a lift. But I'm going to place some dots right underneath of that brow bone and just quick. You don't have to be perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And all I'm going to do is take my fingers so you guys can see it. All I'm going to do is take my finger and blend it into my eyebrow. I'm not even going to use a brush. See that? See that natural lift? It's a natural lift. It's the one secret, the one tip that keeps me looking young. And who don't like to say, okay, you look like you're in your 20s or you look like you're in your 30s or maybe 40s when you're really in your 50s. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. You can get more in depth, like if you want to do like a line, then you can. And again, I'm not using a fancy brush. As you can see the highlighter, you can see it now. I'm just going to use my fingers again and blend it into my eyebrows. And that's it. And that's how I get this brow lift. And it is very simple. But again, you must have your brows groomed. And if you don't have your brows groomed, you can still use this tip. You just have to be able to conceal the hairs that's already there. It works either way, but it's more polished when your brows are already groomed. I hope that this tip was helpful. If you want to learn how to fill in sparse, mature brows, click this video right here, and this will go in depth on how to fill in sparse, mature brows for women over 50 and beyond. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.